Albarracin versus Fontainebleau. Two fantastic bouldering venues within easy access from the UK, but which one to choose for a bouldering trip? In this video we take a look at some of the things which stand out to us as being the main differences between the two venues. Both Fontainebleau and Albarracin are sandstone boulders, but the way the rock is formed and the nature of the base sand has produced subtle differences in the feel of the rock and the formations it's produced. Both areas produce the typical crimps and slopers and anything in between, yet Albarracin often feels kinder to the skin, less abrasive with gentler crimps. Fontainebleau crimps are the result of harder quartz and so feel sharper on the skin. Albarracin crimps tend to be the same texture as the surrounding rock, and while they can still hurt, tend to be a little kinder on the fingertips. The nature of the rock in Albarracin has produced some stunning roofs with pockets and holes peppered across the underside, making for some awesome horizontal climbing, something which is a bit of a rarity in Fontainebleau. Overall, the differences in the rock have produced different styles of climbing. Albarracin often feels shouldery and powerful, whilst Fontainebleau lends itself to full body tension moves to stay in place on slopers and friction holds. Fontainebleau has established itself as a global mecca of bouldering, with the forest having been extensively developed. A defining feature of Fontainebleau are its coloured circuits, a range of colours painted onto the rock to show a climber where to go and what to climb. The coloured circuits make it for easier route finding and navigating around the various problems. Albarracin has been left untouched by painted markers, which can make it a little trickier to navigate around, but both areas do have guidebooks with easy to use topos to help in locating the boulder problems. Fontainebleau has been extensively developed, with circuits created aimed at children, novices and through to seasoned hard climbers. The grade spread is significantly greater compared to Albarracin, where the main bulk of climbing is 6s and 7s, although there are some problems above and lower than this. Albarracin lies within one valley area, with boulders sporadically developed in the lower canyon, and the higher plateaus and forests being the most developed and popular. It is contained and confined to this area, meaning that the climbing sectors are accessed from one of 4 car parks, all within a quick drive of each other, about 5 minutes. The forests and boulders of Fontainebleau cover a much larger area, meaning a lot more variety and choice of sectors to visit. For instance, the amount of climbing at Toit Pignon alone would perhaps roughly correlate to the scale of climbing in Albarracin. Both Albarracin and Fontainebleau are within easy access of major airports, so flying and hiring a car would be pretty similar, other than the price differences in flights. For those who prefer to drive, Fontainebleau is easily accessible from the UK, being only a few hours' drive from Calais. Albarracin will be a couple of days driving, journeying through France to cross into Spain, or alternatively you can take an overnight ferry from the south coast of the UK to the north coast of Spain, and then on to Albarracin. Both areas are best explored with a vehicle of some sort at your disposal. Because much of the bouldering in Albarracin is accessed from 4 car parks, it makes for a much more compact area to drive around and explore. The town of Albarracin is about 5 minutes' drive from the furthest car park, and has a couple of small grocery shops, cafes and bars, a campsite and hostels, small climbing shop and basic amenities. The nearest large town with a supermarket is Teruel, which is about 40 minutes' drive away. Fontainebleau, being more spread out in its nature, covers more towns and villages, and has several large supermarkets within easy access of the climbing areas, along with several more campsites, general amenities, and an indoor climbing centre for the rainy days. Average summertime temperatures for both Fontainebleau and Albarracin are fairly similar. Both areas can have snow and ice over the winter period, meaning that the friction will be at its best on a clear, dry winter's day. Albarracin does have a lower monthly average of rainfall, so the chances of clear, dry days is higher than in Fontainebleau. In conclusion, both areas have fantastic bouldering to offer. How much time you have, what grades you want to climb, and how you intend to travel perhaps be the main deciding factors in choosing between Albarracin and Fontainebleau. Or maybe visit both and see for yourself which one you prefer. Have a great time climbing and exploring.